Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a webinar where you will find out why you should consider Poland for expansion of your business. This event is part of the soft landing program organized by Venture Café Warsaw Cambridge Innovation Center in collaboration with Polish Investment and Trade Agency and EY. By participating in the program, international companies will be able to get comprehensive support at all stages of entering the Polish market. I'm Eva Geresz and I represent Venture Café Warsaw. Joining me today are Olena Kolikhova. Olena represents EY. Hi, Olena. Jan Rogowski from Polish Investment and Trade Agency.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Olena and Jan will share with you later on some useful information about opportunities on the Polish market. And our today's guest is Ross Knap. Ross is founder and CEO of CallPage. CallPage is a company that assists you in converting the website visitors into the customers, but I'm sure that Ross will share more information with us. Before we get started, I just would like to make sure that we'll address all of your questions, so please share them in the comments below. And Ross, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How did you come up with the idea of CallPage, and what did you do before? Because as I know you, I know that you have really great history. So please share with us.
Okay. First of all, hi guys. It's very nice to meet you, everybody, and thank you very much for this meeting. So let's start from the beginning. So my history has begun in 1992. I was born in Germany. Then my parents moved to Ukraine, and I moved with them because I was a child. And then when I was 17, it was my first time when I come to Poland, and I am start to study here in University of Economics. I start to study finance. So I spent 2 years in Krakow. Then I moved into Erasmus program to the Strasbourg University in Strasbourg in France. Then I come back to Krakow. Then I have one episode with work in Seattle in the United States. Then when I come back, I decided that Krakow is a small city. I need a little bit more. Then I come to Warsaw. I graduated from the Warsaw School of Economics. And when I was studying in Warsaw School of Economics, I already started my own business. First of all, it was a very small e-commerce shop with carvis and home decor stuff. It was my beginning of entrepreneurial journey. Then I sold this e-commerce shop to the local provider and start working with a consultant agency. There was a bridge agency between Ukraine and Poland, and there was 2014 year. It was a conflict in Donbass. That's why we help Ukrainian companies to refocus from the Russian market to the European Union markets. We done more than 80 projects here in Poland. We help a lot of companies such like Obolon, like Zolotevik, like really big enterprises to move to the European market. And then I was a tutor in one of the seminar dedicated to taxes or business development. And one of my students asked me if I'm so smart, why I'm my own business and startup. So it was like idea fixed in my head, and I decided to that this is the time again to make some big startup. So
did you meet this student after you opened your company?
Probably not, but he saw my Facebook, so I'm sure that the student know. So then in that moment, we understood that internet will be growing, and conversion rate and lead response time will be very important in a few next years. It was 2015. That's why we looking for some solution how we can increase conversion rate of the websites and how we can decrease lead response time. The easiest way it was that we try to do for ourselves and for our company is promise to our visitors that we will call back for them and talk about the offer which we have in 1 minute. And then we understood that when we call back faster to our potential leads and to the visitor of the website, they are willing to contact you, with you, and they are willing to buy with you because they are very hot and they want to buy in this moment something from you. So we create a very simple widget for our website when you can install on your web page, and there was a small button which, if you want to have a contact in 1 minute, you just click on this, provide your telephone number, and then a system will call back to you in 1 minute. So
and you reached for 28 seconds, right?
Right now, yeah, it's 28 seconds because fire staff need 28 seconds to be ready to go to the to liquidate fire liquidation. But in the beginning, it was 1 minute, and it was it's just working fast. And so we realized that reaction of the users was very unique. They was shocked and they was happy that we called back them automatically in such a short period of time. And we decided to after 10 or 5 or 10 reactions, we decided to do a spin-off from the management consulting company and start our own businesses. First of all, it was me and my second marketing co-founder Sergey, who is a marketer, and we started by 2 persons. But then we realized that we need a CTO, technical director, and we hunt like a person who make the prototype for my previous company, and it was Andrew. He is also from Ukraine. And we, by 3 persons, start to our startup journey. First of all, we got, then we start to fundraise. First fundraising was $50,000 from entrepreneurship incubators. It's AIP. It's Polish organization which helps to set up companies. Then we moved to accelerator. It was Startup Wise Guys accelerator in Estonia. Then we have a lot of trouble, but then I have flew from the Krakow to London and meet one of the richest Poles in Rogowski, and Rogowski decided to invest in our company with a BW VC fund. And then we developed a product. We got first 1,000 customers. Then we worked hard, and then we got second big round after with Rogowski. It was like $1 million round. With the next round, we got $4.5 million from the 3 funds. It was Syndicate, TDJ Pitango, Market One Capital, and Innovation Nest funds. And after that, we do a lot of stuff. Right now, we still based in Krakow. We operate in 30 markets. We work remotely, and we have a lot of experience.
Are you still working 16 hours per day?
No. Right now, I decided to work smarter, not harder. So right now, it's like 8, 9. And I think that it's okay for this period of time. Yeah.
Great. And Ross, why did you choose Poland? Because you have so many experiences, international experiences, just before you moved here. And I believe that you could choose any country and to start there.
So, correct. I have been, as I told previously, in Estonia. I used to live half year in France, in US, in Ukraine also. But Poland, I choose from the several like life choices. First of all, is mentality. It's very close to Ukrainian mentality, and it's very easy to adopt for me. I want my children have the same mentality. So this is the first reason. Second reason is opportunities in Poland. it's still possible to develop with less competition from the human capital, from the society, not old, because Poland is like independent for 30 years, and the hierarchy is not formed till the end. That's why it's very easy to compete here in Poland, and it's still big chances in comparison, for example, to Great Britain or France or any other West European countries, to get very good place in hierarchy. So this is like second thing. Third thing is costly efficient. So when, for example, when you work in US, okay, you can get $200,000 per year, but delta, so the difference between the cost and earnings is small. In Poland, it's much bigger, and it's very good to live here. You can spend a lot of money for different things. So yeah, these three things, like I think that, and because of my company is here, and it historically happened that we are operate from Krakow. We have very talented people here. We are costly efficient, and we have access to the European market. So it's all these factors like make me to live in Poland. The bigger question for me is right now why I choose Krakow, not Warsaw. And sometimes I thought about it very hard, but Poland, I love it very much. Yeah.
Well, great, thank you. You mentioned before that you were involved in the program, and you helped some companies from Ukraine to move here and to start the business when the situation was difficult there. Now we are doing something similar because we just started soft landing program for companies from all over the world. But to the end of this year, we are especially focused on the companies from Belarus, because the situation there is not easy now. So we are like helping to open office here, and we are providing all the supports, especially in the beginning, because those first steps are crucial on the new market. And I would like to ask you for your biggest challenges, because I know that you had some, and then I will also let Jan and Olena to tell something about business opportunities here. Olena can especially share some information about opening new entity, and Jan about some business opportunities. So if Ross, you can share with us your biggest challenges.
Okay. So for me, it was much easier to adopt and to pass through all these challenges because Ukraine is not far from Poland, and language was very similar. But when sometimes I speak with my friends from Western Europe, so language is a big challenge here. But here, young people, everybody talking in English, so it's okay. But language is first challenge, so it's not very easy for foreigners, and it's a big challenge. Second challenge is weather, of course. So for people who are from Western Europe, from sunny countries, to spend winter in Poland, it's not easy, and it's a little bit sometimes depressive, and you need to be prepared that winter is very hard here. If you're talking about the business challenges, it's okay. It's so tax system is not very clear, but if you have a lot of time, not a lot of time, but enough time to understand how local taxes working, how local people working, it would be very easy to you after this to orient. And what else? What challenges? Till 2019 to 2018, it was big challenges that not everything was in online. For example, it was hard to to fill some tax declaration or pension fund declaration. But right now everything is online, so Polish changing a lot. It's not, of course, it's not Estonia, like you have everything clear and everything online, but step by step Polish moving in very good direction. So this is big plus. Big challenge is to, for sure, when you start building a business in Poland have not very big, but bigly enough domestic market. And it's, when you start here to build your business, it's very hard to change your mentality and skip Polish market for the another European markets. And because when you start a company, you grow, and Polish market give you opportunity to grow pretty big. And then you start to think yourself that, should I stay in Poland or should I move to the other countries?
Should I go or should I go?
Sure, yeah, and it's a challenge for sure. It's a mental challenge. So yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing your experience. We are building our soft landing program just to have the companies at the first stage with some of the challenges, but also we are focusing on the scaling up process. It's actually is the last step, but we believe that Poland is a really good start for entering different European markets. So Jan, could you share from your experience some information about business opportunities here in Poland?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for this introduction. Thank you very much, Ross. You actually mentioned pretty a lot of things I wanted to tell you. But of course, I have some interesting data maybe, so I'm going to share it with you. So when someone asks me why Poland, yeah, I first of all think like Poland is a big country in terms of population, because actually it's ranked number 5. So when someone moves his business to Poland, he will already have the huge market. And of course, as Poland is a part of European Union, it's pretty easy to access from Poland other countries. So this is also another plus. I also think that Poland is actually a business-friendly country. So according to Doing Business ranking, like Poland is ranked number 1 in the CE countries. So yes, that's another plus. I think also that we have quite developed startup ecosystem. So whenever entrepreneur needs help from writing and formulating a business idea to venture capital, he will find something for him. And also investments like venture capital are supported by public money. So for example, Polish Agency for Enterprise Development is offering many programs where entrepreneurs can find not only financial but also non-financial support. And yes, I also think that the Poles are the English speakers. So according to the EF English Proficiency Index, Poland is ranked number 16th worldwide in terms of quality of English speakers. So there will be not such a big problem to somehow integrate yourself if you are not yet a Polish speaker. So then when we are talking about starting the business, what is important is the startup community to scale up. So I'm also happy that we are actually working together on this soft landing program, because it not only gives the opportunity to soft land but also accelerate. Yeah, and well, maybe I will also mention the role of Polish Investment and Trade Agency, particularly in that process. Yes, as you have already said, we are together working on Poland Business Harbor program, which actually aims to help Belarusian companies to move to Poland. So me, as a representative of Polish Investment and Trade Agency, I'm actually a first point of contact for many companies, and we start with helping to obtain some basic rights like visa and work permit.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Jan. It's Olena, for you is especially interesting because you are not originally from Poland, so you came through this process yourself, and now you are helping. So and this is especially interesting. Can you share your experiences?
Sure, Eva. Hello, everyone. My name is Olena, and I'm representing EY, one of the partners of soft landing program. And as Eva mentioned, I actually historically not from Poland, and I consider myself as an expat. But as Ross mentioned, I also very easily to find myself in Poland, because I also feel that Polish people are very open to international guests and international businesses, and actually it was quite easy. Actually, the idea of the soft landing initiative is to actually help those international companies also to enter Polish market and start growing business here as quickly as possible. We do understand that scaling a company and entering a known new market is tough. And especially if you do a market expansion for the first time. And especially if you don't speak a local language. So we created this partnership together with Cambridge Innovation Center, with Venture Café Warsaw, and Polish Investment and Trade Agency, in order to help you international companies to address all questions related to incorporation and setting business in Poland, about immigration and started business here. Also immigration and relocation of employees to Poland, question related to taxation in Poland, and much more. And we are trying to help international companies to avoid a lot of mistakes and save a lot of times, just by having quite a good partner who has the deep understanding of the local market. And besides, as Jan mentioned, launching the company abroad is not easy. It's not necessary equals to become successful on this market. It requires a lot of understanding the local market, to understand the local community, what local customers expect from you. And it's usually also, I find, a good trusted partner on international markets. And that's why, besides this legal, immigration and tax support, we will focus also on scaling international business and help enter Polish market. We can help adjust your business model to the local market. We help reach you Polish customers. We can help find you potential funding and investment opportunities. And it's always easier to start a business when you have a trusted partner on your side. So if you're watching us and considering entering Polish market, you can feel free to contact us, and we will happy to help you scale your business and do your first step on the Polish market. Just to continue our conversation, I also have a question related to Ross, to what I've just mentioned. You've mentioned that your company already doing your business not only in Poland, but on a lot of different international markets. And you already went through the process of scaling your business abroad. So I'm very curious, and probably probably all our viewers also, how to approach this really challenging task. Maybe you can share with us what was your first step, and maybe share with us some best practices and suggestions to entrepreneurs. What should they be aware of, how to start, how to prepare for this process, and maybe other tips you can share with us?
Sure. So first of all, we need to understand, is this B2B or B2C business? If this is a B2C business, you need to have very strong partners, because building a marketing channels will cost you a lot. So it should be, or it's e-commerce, it should be like Amazon's or different marketplaces or local partners who will redistribute your product. If it's B2B, you have basically two types of B2B. It's a marketing-driven B2B, when you able to do everything from Poland and scale it half automatically, or you have very heavily enterprise B2B, when you're able to operate from Poland, but you need to have local people who will sell your product or services to the local companies. So if you're in marketing B2B, what you need to do is just to translate your website, set up very good performance channels like Google AdWords, partnerships, or good SEO as SEO, or and it would be enough to generate some first leads. And if you're good enough in Poland, marketing funnels in Polish neighbors, you have pretty same numbers. In France, in Germany, in UK, you will have not the same numbers, but very similar. But it's much easier to scale here with Europe than in US. But if you have enterprise, what you need to do, you just need to take some tickets to the another countries, like I don't know, Germany or France, and to start selling, start to talk with people, and it would be enough to. Or right now, you can even talk through the Zoom or through the Google Hangouts, and you need just to develop a relationship with them. So it's I will tell you, like typical Polish IT guys, it depends. Yeah.
And what's your plans for the future?
So for the future, if you're talking about my company, we will continue to do the same as we do right now, like international expansion and very good performance on the Western Europe and US. If you're asking about my personal future, so in my plans to set up a family, to continue to develop my company, and to have a happy life.
Great. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences. I think that it's really important for somebody who is thinking about the business. If you would like to get to know more about our soft landing program, just visit our website, softlanding.pl. You will find the link in the comments, and you can find 4 stages, and you can also contact us. We will be happy to help you all of those stages. So thank you so much for watching us today, and thanks a lot, Ross, Olena, and Jan, for your time and for your great input, and see you in 1 week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.